Live from the SoCap Comedy Theatre in beautiful downtown Toronto, it's And a Scotch Eggs Comedy Game Showdown. Please welcome your host, Dan Donnelly.
Hello, and welcome everyone to And a Scotch Eggs Comedy Game Showdown. I will be your host, Dan Donnelly. Thank you all for coming out tonight. This is a web show, but we do record these live in front of a studio audience just for a little bit of extra fun. And those of you who are here tonight, you will be able to find this show and previous episodes on our website, andascotchegg.com, and wherever fine podcasts are downloaded. The theme of the show tonight is Pride, because it's June. Pride or die, baby. And because it's Pride, I thought that I would resurrect a classic bit from the Scotch Egg archive, which is the plot of every gay teen movie. Just in case you were curious, how do these movies go? Well, first of all, we start off with a young, serious, uptight, high-maintenance bottom who's clearly not a stand-in for the writer-director living out his unrealized adolescent fantasies in middle age. And he's usually very artistic, involved in music or painting or that sort of thing, and often has a rowdy or chubby best friend, if there's room for it in the script. But he always has the same crush, the classical ideal of male jock beauty, some important athlete at the high school with well-defined abs who inevitably looks like he's about 28, who our anxious artistic bottom has maybe admired from afar but never quite had the balls to talk to. And through some kind of coincidental plot MacGuffin, they end up having to spend some time together, and soon they gradually grow closer as they share in our anxious, uptight, high-maintenance bottom's artistic passions, and occasionally even in the jock top's athletic pursuits when it's a good excuse to get them a little sweaty and shirtless together. And then this closeness gradually evolves into intimacy, and then sometimes somebody fucks a fruit. Not that kind, but also that kind. But then something bad happens, because the jock top is always closeted, and either his homophobic parents or his teammates find out that he's getting a little too close to the artistic bottom. So somebody gets beat up, but the good thing about that is you know what happens after somebody gets beaten up, and that's some tender, loving care, right? The source of every hurt, comfort fan fiction in the world. And we know where that leads. Just a little bit of romance. And then, depending on what year it is in the movie and when it was made, 3 different things can happen. If it was made sometime in the last 15 years, they live happily ever after, or at least until the bottom goes off to art school in the big city, and the top stays trapped in the blue-collar masculinity of their shitty hometown. If it's in the 80s or 90s, they break up, and it's very sad. And any time before that, somebody dies. And so that has been your guide to the plot of every gay teen movie in history. Are you guys ready to start your show? We've got a great show for you tonight. Yeah. But first we have a short word from our sponsor, every fucking bank in the world. For whatever reason, the financial industry has taken a sudden interest in our existence, and I'm sure it has nothing whatsoever to do with doing a Pride episode in June. And they will continue to lavish us with funding and attention next month when we go back to talking about which Final Fantasy character we'd most like to pair with Thomas Sangster in our Queen's Gambit crossover fanfiction. Banks, always on the side of liberation and progress everywhere. Banks, supporting a Pride festival near you. All right, are you guys ready to get your show started for real? All right, introducing our first team, the Mattachine Cherries. Please welcome Dan Brennan, Isabel Zaw-Tun, and Gordon Hecht. And up against the Mattachine Cherries, their mortal enemies, the Lavender Menace. Please welcome James O'Hara, Sebastian D. Chow, and Tracy Hamilton. All right, we're going to get set up here. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yes, are you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. We're going to get our game started with a pop quiz. All right. First up, the category is Our Flag Means Death. You will shortly learn that these categories do not, in fact, coincide with the questions.
Yeah, that's not a great first joke name category because it's just a category.
All right, the question is, the Stonewall riots were a critical moment in the queer liberation movement. Whose death that very day may have pushed Stonewall patrons over the edge and into confrontation with the police? Gordon.
Our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
It didn't happen that long ago. Tracy.
Police frontman Sting?
Oh, I think he's still alive. Is Sting still alive? Does anybody know if Sting's still alive?
Oh, over the edge.
Over the edge.
Edge.
Yeah.
Sting,
Edge.
The police?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all edging here. Yes, Dan.
Could it be the maker of Vaseline?
No, which surprisingly isn't Johnson & Johnson, which seems like it would be more appropriate for such a product. But in actual fact, Vaseline, I'm not kidding, started as a petroleum byproduct called, I am not kidding, rod wax, because it built up on the machinery. All right. Yes, Sebastian.
Was it the death of disco?
Oh, disco had not started yet in 1969, but...
Did someone die 69ing of a double choking hazard? I'm tired. So.
Yeah. Gordon recently had a baby.
Which is very homophobic of him, actually. That's
I should specify...
I breed.
I should specify, since this is a pride show, his wife had a baby. All right, excellent. So the answer is actually Judy Garland. Judy Garland died the same day as the Stonewall riots.
She died?
She died.
She lives on.
She's off somewhere over the rainbow
Yeah, she crossed the Rainbow Bridge.
to be reunited with everyone's pets. That's nice. All right. We're going to move on to the next question. The category is woke capitalism. We'd like to thank again our sponsors, every fucking bank in the world. Who is the top sponsor of Toronto Pride this year? Gordon.
The guy who sells Molly to my roommate?
I should specify the official sponsor of Pride this year.
He works for TD.
Yeah, okay. Yes, Tracy.
Galen Weston?
Oh. He's got that nice little yellow outfit. It works perfectly. Just set him up with 6 other people. Isabel.
I'm going to say RuPaul's Fracking Incorporated.
That does that does seem like the next step for RuPaul, doesn't it?
He's an oil baron. Can we just
Yeah.
pause to say RuPaul's a fucking oil baron?
I'm glad I have a man on my team to explain my jokes.
Yeah.
It's really very helpful for everyone.
Sebastian.
I'm more interested in the bottom sponsor.
Oh yeah, aren't we all? Well,
No, you aren't.
no. Statistically, like 80% of us aren't, as it turns out. All right. Anybody else? Yes, James.
The handicap stall at Cruisin' Tangos.
All right. The actual answer is TD Bank.
Gordon got it right.
Yeah.
I'll take my
He
point.
did kind of get it right, which is Toronto Dominion Bank. So maybe not entirely inappropriate. All right.
Their couch does look warm. The banking has never been comfortable couch. Looks like a ton of bankers fucked on it. So,
All right. We're going to move on to the next question.
No one wants to think about bankers fucking, Gordon.
Not without enough cocaine, anyway. The next category is part-time love. To which magazine did Elton John reveal he was bisexual in October of 1976? Isabel.
Common Sense?
Like the Thomas Paine Revolutionary War pamphlet?
Yeah, that one. 'Cause it was just super old news.
Yeah.
You know? We always knew.
We always knew. Yeah, Tracy.
Yeah, duh, monthly.
Yeah. Sebastian.
Isn't it on his birth certificate or something? Yeah. That's where you put your sexuality.
Release the long-form Elton John birth certificate. Yes, James.
I am actually shocked at bisexual here. I don't think Elton John has ever fucked a woman.
It is news that he's bisexual to me.
That's exciting
top
news.
page.
Well, that was his official position in 1976. One of several. Doggy was another one. Okay. Anybody else have an answer here?
Yeah, just that he was, he could play piano from a young age. Women love dudes who can play music.
Yeah. Liberace was famously a hit with women. All right. The actual answer, of course,
Famous
is
for playing piano. Liberace, the opera singer. Let's keep that in, too. Let's
Liberace was a pianist.
I stand
He
corrected.
did not sing.
Breeder.
He had a
breeder.
jewel-encrusted piano that he played on television, and for some reason, nobody knew he was gay.
Oops.
Yeah. All right.
You came in with such vigor.
The real answer, of course, is every magazine with his picture in it. But actually, Rolling Stone was the actual answer. All right, moving on to the next question. The category is La Neige au Folle. We're all Canadian. We know French. In 1998, 2 male chinstrap penguins at the Central Park Zoo performed mating rituals, and after attempting to hatch a rock together, were given a real egg to hatch by staff and got to raise a little baby. What is the gay penguin mating ritual? Tracy?
They kind of coyly go like, "Do you find it cold in here?" to try to get the other one to give their tuxedo jacket.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean the jacket doesn't come off? I guess we'll have to cuddle. Or I'll wear your skin. Isabel.
So modern penguins, as you know, they use the apps, right? Like Slider or Flipper,
Yeah.
right? Or Plenty of Fish, the penguin version.
The penguin version.
of Plenty of Fish,
Yeah.
right? But lesbian penguins just immediately move in together onto the same iceberg.
How is the Penguin Plenty of Fish app not food delivery? That's what I want to know.
You're telling me that you have never gotten a date from Uber Eats before?
No? I guess.
Come on.
I guess
one
once
eating.
the penguin delivery guy has already vomited fish in your mouth, you may as well give it a shot, right? All right.
I just hate it when they recognize me,
Well, this is your third pizza today. What's wrong with you?
Spit it in my mouth.
I mean, to be fair, most people would recognize you if you said just spit it in your mouth every time.
Oh, yeah, you're the guy who asked me to spit it in his mouth once.
They're like, this fucking guy again.
Your driver, Daddy, is 2 minutes away. Let's just hope he gets there.
No tip is big enough.
Ain't that the truth?
Anyone else? Yeah, Gordon.
They shave off their chin straps, the notoriously straight facial hair.
Yeah, definitely. Sebastian.
So in the hunting season, since they have no egg usually, one of them goes hunting, and the other one just stays home and spites Christ.
Spites. Spites, right? Not spikes like a volleyball? No.
Or
Spites
Yeah,
Christ.
they put something into God's drink,
Yeah.
right?
Into
And
the
then
communion.
God gets really sleepy.
Yeah. I think it's...
Could God roofie himself so hard that even he falls asleep and fucks himself?
Yeah, yeah.
I think there's some truth to that, because Michael Jackson used to call that shit Jesus juice, didn't he?
Yeah.
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 Dan, I like that sometimes someone says something really funny and then you just say something.
That he saw in a documentary and...
Much like Gordon, I might not be fully here.
Yeah.
I'm locked in. I'm just hallucinating at the same time.
Let's just say the gay penguins are frolicking on a different kind of ice, maybe. All right. The real answer, of course, is that every couple of days they say hey to each other on Grindr, and then eventually they get bored and don't talk anymore. But actually, they beat their chests with their flippers, and then they raise their heads up to screech, and that is the penguin mating ritual, just like straight penguins, apparently, because they're not very creative. All right. Moving on to the next question. Category is This Is Bait. Especially in the last 10 years, the creators of many popular films and TV shows have been accused of queer baiting. What is queer baiting? Isabel.
I believe that would be BBC's Sherlock.
Yeah, according to most fans.
Even just Benedict Cumberbatch's name is queer.
Is that
Dan?
advertising bottomless brunch for less than $50? Is that...
I can assure you there has never in history been a bottomless brunch. Gordon?
Okay, this joke is very dumb, but is it fishing with rainbow gummy worms?
No. Tracy?
It's where you put a copy of The Ethical Slut under a net.
I don't know specifics, but I imagine it's the reason all of us know how to clear a browser history.
Yeah, pretty much all of us. We'll be singling out the straights in a little bit
Wait,
for
you
abuse
can clear
later
your
on.
browser history? This is a thing?
Dan looks like he's here taking all of his kids to their first Pride Parade.
I look like I'm here because I'm trying to prove to my kids that I'm woke.
Watching RuPaul's son? What a great show.
Listen, he needs someone to fix his computer, all right? He needs someone to show him how to clear his browser history,
Yeah.
all right?
He clears his browser history by just filling it with less obscene porn.
Hoping the rest of it just gets lost in the flood. Yeah. All right.
Flood of porn.
The flood of porn. One of the floods going on anyway. All right. Thank you, guys. So the the actual answer is, of course, that time Franklin Roosevelt made a bunch of straight young Navy recruits cruise gay bars and have sex with other sailors in order to provide proof they were gay and get them thrown out of the Navy, which is a real thing that happened in Newport, Rhode Island in 1919. But the newspapers found it so difficult to write about the basic facts of the scandal without breaking like the rules of obscenity at the time that the scandal never blew up. So he just became president.
What a time to be alive.
Really?
Make America great again.
What a time to be in the Navy.
I feel like it's a real loophole we don't talk about. Just be so gross that no one wants to talk about it.
As gross as Dan's browser history?
Yeah. It doesn't.
I think it's the hottest thing I've ever heard.
Unfortunately, as the Stormy Daniels case right now has proven, it doesn't work anymore because there's nothing more disgusting than that. The real answer is using queer subtext in your show to as a marketing ploy to attract queer audiences without actually delivering any kind of real representation. Alas, just sultry looks between Sherlock and Watson. All right, moving on to the next question. The category is, you're a wizard, Mickey. What iconic theatrical production is subtitled A Gay Fantasia on National Themes? Gordon.
I'm going to put my theater degree to good use and say this is a trick question. All plays are a gay fantasia on national themes.
That is true. If you watch the Tony Awards, it becomes quickly evident. Isabel.
Okay, so years ago, there was a piece of art that became famous in which a woman utters the famous phrase, really? In front of my salad? Both our audience members know what I'm talking about.
No idea.
All right, Gordon doesn't know what I'm talking about, so...
Straight test. Who knows?
What was the phrase again? Because I got this thing called Google it.
You're gonna love Dan. You're gonna love it. You're
really
gonna love
encourage
it.
you to Google that. Yeah.
So it was
having
dinner
some fun
theater.
times on the browser history there.
Yeah, dinner theater. Yeah.
Dinner theater. All right.
Nobody tell them.
Tracy?
A gay fantasia on national themes. The Free Britney movement.
Yeah. Definitely theatrical. We're still watching at this point. James?
This show.
This show?
Yeah.
Kind of today. Yeah, a little bit. And all the rest of the
Iconic
time.
might be much,
but we don't get any attention for it the rest of the time we're queer.
Possibly
Dan.
NFL Draft Day? Is that the subject? No?
It depends on the type of fantasy football you're into, but
I think that joke tracks. It's not very funny, but the logic is sound. I'm sorry.
Dan, for those of you who aren't in the loop, Dan Brennan is the straight man we brought on stage to bully tonight.
Yeah. Luckily, that's everybody's fetish, so it's fine.
I'd like to point out that there are 3 straight men on the stage. We just only brought 1 to bully.
He's just here to make me look a little gayer. That's the only reason.
Oh, yeah, not your theater degree. All right. All right, anybody else? Isabel.
I'm going to say the most recent season of Vanderpump Rules, in which we had the infamous cheating scandal.
Oh, no. Mm-hmm. Is this like the college cheating scandal that also affected...
I mean, that might have been gay.
Yeah.
It might have been.
Well, it was the mom from Full House. That's kind of gay somehow. I don't know why specifically.
I think we can safely say everything might be gay.
Yeah. That's what we hope.
Except Dan.
Except Dan. All right. Thank you.
I do take.
Shut the fuck up, Horn.
Nope. Shut the fuck up, Warren.
I do take offense that no one's ever asked me what my sexuality is here in this room.
We could see.
And I think the most accurate description would be retired.
Yeah. I don't know. With that shirt, you could pass for a gay uncle. I think.
This is the thing. Like someone said to me earlier, "Is this the gayest shirt you own?" And I'm like, "No, this shirt was white this morning. I lost badly at paintball this afternoon."
Well, paintball just proves you're straight. Okay. Moving on to the next question.
Wait, because we know gay people hate painting and balls.
Yeah. That's very good. All right. All right, the next question. The category is Out of the Celluloid Closet. What is widely considered the first explicitly gay-themed feature film? Tracy.
Who pegged Roger Rabbit?
Now, first of all, obviously Jessica Rabbit, because you know that's how their relationship works. And therefore, it was perfectly straight, like all hetero pegging. Nothing gay about that at all. Gordon.
Just call me by your name, probably.
Okay, Dan.
What?
Oh, sorry, Drill Bill.
Yeah, Drill Bill. I'm also Dan. That's another Dan. That causes confusion sometimes. Yes.
The
James.
third man.
No.
Rear window.
Also no.
The 400 blows.
No.
Dr. Strangelove.
That's pretty good, but no.
Finding Homo.
That's not a real movie.
8.5.
Excellent.
Can I ask a supplementary question?
No.
No. Sebastian.
The African Queen?
Now, come on. It's called Moonlight. It's called Moonlight.
No, if I meant Moonlight, I would have said La La Land.
A deep Oscars cut. I'm afraid that's not the Faye Dunaway reference people were really hoping for on a Pride show.
Okay, fine. No wire hangers ever.
Yeah, okay. Look, it's not me. It's if we don't make our camp quota, the Pride people will dump us faster than the police. It's not. Anyone else? Yes, James? You're very excited.
A streetcar whose name is just one initial on Grindr.
And the blank outline or the torso? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, it's just the front bumper of a streetcar.
All right. Anyone else? Isabel.
So you know the movie in which the train came at those people and made them think they were going to die? The black and white one.
Yeah, you mean?
Yeah,
Or like
the very
the first
first one. Well, after that scene, the train entered a tunnel very suggestively.
Yes. And it was a tunnel.
Very sexy. Everyone had run out by then, so no one noticed the gayness.
It was a tunnel between two boulders, which is how we knew specifically.
The tunnel prolapsed. It was.
Oh no! Oh no! All right, thank
I'm
you
so
guys.
sorry.
Thank you guys. The real answer is a German movie, actually, from 1918 called Anders als die anderen, different from the others. It's about a violin teacher who falls in love with his student. It only partially survives, unfortunately, so we don't have the whole thing, but now you know.
Oh, I really thought you meant that the couple only partially survived. And I was like, this is a much more messed up movie than I thought.
Well, it was made in
Germans, right?
1918, so probably they're both gone by now. All right, thank you guys very, very much. That's the end for the first pop quiz. We are going to move on to Meet Your Contestants. Are you guys excited to meet these people in front of you? Well, you shouldn't be. All right. First up, we have the Mattachine Cherries. Dan Brennan.
That's me.
Yes, should know better.
That's correct. Yeah.
He just should. His credits include appearing in the background of other people's photos, owning a bed, and still being alive after almost 50 years of not knowing better.
Correct.
Dan, I assume you're old enough to remember the first Pride event?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. There's a little town called Bedrock. Place full of modern Stone Age families with some weird ideas,
Yeah.
you know. Some weird tolerances, shall we say. Gluten? No, microphones falling apart. Like, you couldn't walk through the quarry holding a hand with another dude, but you could go to the Water Buffalo Lodge and hang out with dudes.
Yeah.
And yet at the same time, you could have a prehistoric animal live in the living room. It doesn't make any sense to me, you know. So anyways, that was the first Pride.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sounds like a gay old time.
I should have left. Yeah.
I was fully expecting you to do. But apparently you don't know the Flintstones theme song. All right.
I don't.
Excellent. Thank you,
straights
Dan.
aren't allowed TVs.
Please give Dan a hand. Moving on, Isabel Zaw-Tun was 6 when she watched her uncle catch a moth in his mouth and walk outside, where he opened his mouth and let the moth fly away into the night. It has shaped her significantly. Isabel, who has hurt you the most and why?
Surprisingly, not the Uncle Moth thing.
No.
That just shaped me. Okay, so I went to high school run by a cult. Shout out to cults. Yeah, shout out to all the cults. You know who you are. And this cult would, they're a religious cult, and they would actively recruit from the high school girls who went to the school. They'd be like, there's a retreat coming up this weekend. Do you want to come? And I think that's like super gross and really ethically questionable. But worst of all, they actively discouraged me from joining the cult.
Oh, no.
Which is a rejection that I've never gotten over.
Oh,
you know?
no.
I would try. I'd be like, I would love to come to the workshop, and they were like, not you. Just knowing that somehow I'm not even good enough to brainwash has really shaped my self-esteem.
Well, you've just got to start your own competing cult and show them who's boss, I think. All right, please, thank you, Isabel. Please give her a hand. And last among the Mattachine Cherries, Gordon Hecht is a brand new father. That's right. He is a straight who just had a child. What is he doing on this Pride show? He's just as confused as you are, but also very tired and not sure this whole thing is real or just a hallucination. Gordon, every time you're on this show, you default to inappropriate pedophile jokes when you can't think of anything funny to say. Will this be any different now that you have a child?
Hey, you leave my sexy kid out of this.
All right. Thank you.
I fully had to disassociate to tell that joke. And I did that for you, too.
All right, thank you, Gordon. And that's the Mattachine Cherries, everybody. And up against the Mattachine Cherries, we have the Lavender Menace. Up first, James O'Hara has been described by various sources as both too straight and too gay. He spent the last several weeks playing the new Zelda instead of doing anything productive. James, have you saved Hyrule yet?
I actually didn't write anything for this. I've been playing Zelda. I will say that no. The answer is no. I've been very upset because in the first game there was a very hot fish man who was clearly in love with you named Sidon.
Yeah?
Yes, thank you. And when you start this game, you like find him for the first time. He's like, "Oh, it's my best friend. By the way, here's my fiance, who's a woman," and it's very upsetting.
Oh no.
Anyway,
in this-
I built a rocket, strapped her to it, and launched her into the stratosphere. So that's been my day.
Don't worry, all fish have beards. That's why they just like come on the eggs and move on and hang out with their dude friends.
But in this one, you have hot goat dad, clearly not inspired by Undertale. Is that not any better?
No.
I
want my fish man.
I do want to ask if this means that you're going to have a new chapter of your famous Link X Dark Link fanfic.
We'll see. I'm so busy. I played this game for 120 hours.
Oh
It came
my
out
God.
2 weeks ago.
Oh my God.
Honestly, you should have a kid.
I spent.
I feel like I've done more work than you have in the last couple of weeks, actually.
I'm here.
I've only spent the last 2 weeks playing Stardew Valley, which I got sucked into again. But in that one, all you have to do is grow enough turnips to get the goth kid to fuck you. It's not nearly as immersive.
You're thinking
All right.
of high school, weird high school.
Wait, that guy's named Sebastian. What the fuck?
I just love the idea of Gordon looking at his sexy baby going,
Yeah.
I wish you were old enough to play video games.
Sebastian, it's called transference. All right, we're gonna move on. Thank you, James. Sebastian D. Chow has been described by Sebastian D. Chow is a man who remembers the moment when gay stopped being an insult, because it's when people started telling him things like, "You're a very sensitive person, and you sure do need a lot of attention." Sebastian, I think I speak for, well, basically every gay man in the world when I ask you, why aren't you gay?
I never really figured out like how it works. Like you put them, put the ticks. That's neat. Huh.
I want to point out to our listeners who can't see what's happening. Sebastian was miming the act of docking.
But his fingernails weren't long enough.
Is that the thing you're not supposed to do in front of salad, or? I hope this joke is funny. I'm just truly confused.
I will say, Sebastian, that if you wanted to, you could like go on Grindr right now and have 30 dicks lined up by the end of the show.
I think anybody could. Isn't that how that works?
No, sadly, it's not.
Only one of those two is laughing.
It's not true.
That's not fucking good.
All right, thank you. Please go ahead to Sebastian. And last on the Lavender Menace, Tracy Hamilton is just living her life, trying to resist the bisexual urge to get a septum piercing.
It's tough.
You wouldn't look very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no, like I swear to God, like every other day I open TikTok and I put on a little filter and I look at myself and I go, will boomers still respect me? And I go, no. And so I've decided that as long as they're paying me for my day job, I have to resist. But
It's a Chinese plot to give bi
it's
girls
coming, it's
septum
coming.
piercings, apparently. All right.
it's Sebastian's plot, yeah.
It's
half
half
of your plot.
Sebastian's plot, yeah. Tracy, what is the hardest thing about being bi?
I think coming out to my parents every year.
Oh, no.
They keep forgetting, and then I have to tell them again. And then they go, still?
That's a good argument for the piercing,
Not in
actually.
a mean way. In a way where they genuinely are like, oh, I thought you married a man and now
That's why
that's over.
you should definitely get a septum piercing then.
Yeah.
They'll remember forever.
That'll show them.
I do feel like the septum piercing is the bisexual bangs. But not to be the devil on your shoulder, but as long as you don't get a closed hoop, you can always tuck that fella right up into the nose and hide it away from the boomers.
I want a closed hoop with like a little bedazzlement. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like a
little jewel.
like a fancy, like a
I
sparkly.
don't
one.
respect an open hoop. If you're gonna get the septum piercing,
right.
you get it all the way. You know.
You know, as the oldest member of the panel, is potentially the dementia the issue, not.
This has been an interesting focus group.
Yeah, all right. Now I got a honk the word. All right. Thank you, Tracy. And that's the Lavender Menace, everybody. So we are going to move on to the next section of our game, which is called What the Hell Is This? And What the Hell Is This? We show our panelists a series of weird and wonderful images and ask them the eternal question, what the hell is this? All right, are you guys ready for your first weird and wonderful image? All right. Panelists, I ask you, what the hell is this? Yes, Sebastian.
This is a small green Nazi?
Gordon.
This is Republican propaganda on what will happen if the transgenders or the drag queens reach your kids. I'm so tired. Cut that. Please cut that. Please, for the love of God.
The whole podcast is just Gordon saying transgenders on loop.
I think what you mean is that they're afraid that Drag Queen Story Hour will turn puppets into Nazis? Is this the conservative argument?
What we're saying is this is the future liberals want.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, it definitely is. It definitely is.
I have a feeling we can say this is the future liberals want for the next 6 photos. I think it's going to work for every single one, actually. I have a feeling.
Not one of them. Whoa.
One of these pictures is deeply homophobic. You're going to hate one of these photos. We're not going to tell you which one.
I'm still laughing at Heil Kermit. I'm like,
I didn't even notice that when I picked this picture. Tracy?
This is the Muppets Take Molly.
or the Muppets take France. Because of World War II.
Yeah.
I know we want to like drift back into pride stuff, but I will be telling only Holocaust jokes.
Yeah.
As a Jew, the only jokes I'm comfortable making.
Yeah. I guess that's better than pedophile jokes. I'm not sure.
Oh wait, I forgot about those. I'll make some of those too.
Okay.
You can't be gay, but thank God you're Jewish, Gordon.
If you can't be gay.
It does interfere with the docking process, but other than that, it's perfectly respectable. Anyone else?
I feel like this is like, like if you've ever seen a Muppets movie, what happens? Kermit and Miss Piggy, they break up, right? And then Kermit's got to work to get Miss Piggy back, right? And this is just Kermit working to get her back.
Oh, so he's trying to make her jealous?
Yeah, by having a gay scare, yeah.
Oh. All right.
A gay scare. It sounds like a homophobic weather report.
He wants to put the homophobia on someone else, you know?
Yeah, forget what I just said. Remember, look at Dan.
Are the straights
Thank
all right
God
over
you're
there?
here, Dan.
I think my team's going to win.
All right, we're done with that. Thank you, guys. So this is the drag queen Crystal Method from season 12 of Drag Race, dressed as whatever the fuck this is. Definitely going full gonzo. All right. Yeah, I think there's a gonzo on the back too. Yes.
Jerk du Soleil. I just had one. That's the last. It was
so
right in front of all of us.
All right. Thank you. All right. We're going to move on to the next image. Panelists, I ask you, what the hell is this? Sebastian.
Now, normally, I wouldn't be into this, but sometimes you got to do it for Donald, you know?
Yeah, sometimes you do.
This is Brandon.
In that case, I'd fuck Brandon, yeah.
Let's go.
Maybe I'm just showing my age, but I feel like this is gonna get us all on a list. I want to see that boy's ID. You know,
Gordon-
I need to know he's above.
Gordon submitted this picture.
Yeah, like
This is Gordon's
this
child.
Gordon's
This
sexy
is Gordon's
baby?
child.
Then it's fine. It's like on the bearskin rug, you know.
I was gonna make a joke, but now I can't. I just feel like you should. I'm gonna make it anyway. I just feel like you should be brave and tell people you like to be choked. That's all I think.
I think we can safely assume he doesn't need that much bravery to tell people that he likes to be choked. Tracy.
This is someone making change from the inside.
Or getting rearranged from the inside, one way or the other. Sebastian?
This is a southern boy nicknamed Skeeter for a different reason.
Oh, that's cute. James.
This is the thumbnail from a video titled "Grab Her by the Bussy."
Anyone else have a comment on the future liberals don't want? Pretty clearly.
I want it.
I want it. Yeah.
Oh, you want it? All right. Why not? All right. So this is a photo from the infamous Twinks for Trump photo shoot from 2016 from a gay, young, conservative journalist, whatever he is, Lucian Wintrick. So there are more of these if this is your if this is your speed.
Listen, you got to respect the alliteration.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It has a nice ring to it. I'm not saying agree with it. I'm just saying it's catchy.
No, it's true. Like, if Trump were gay, this would definitely be his speed. All right, we're going to move on to the next weird and wonderful image. Panelists, I ask you, what the hell is this?
Is this how you make
Sebastian.
patchouli oil?
Tracy?
This is Trinity Bellwoods Park.
Yes.
I was going to say that.
Aw.
Well,
Sebastian.
I'm stumped.
He is straight.
I'm not exactly sure, but I know that backpack is full of sex toys.
Oh, the one down there.
Purple one,
Yeah.
the purple one.
Yeah. Any purple backpack has to be full of sex toys. Isabel?
I have no idea what's going on, but I feel firmly convinced that this is cultural appropriation
From
of
whom?
some sort. Like they're doing something.
This is the ritual just before you get a septum piercing.
Tracy?
This is the Gay Witch Project.
Ah.
The Galen witch trials.
The Galen Witch Trials. The Galen Weston Trials.
These are all my mom's friends.
Aw.
Your mom sounds cool.
Your mom sounds gay.
Yeah.
That's what makes it cool.
Yeah.
That's how you got it.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I inherited it from her. That's why I'm only half gay.
Oh, I see. All right, okay. So this is a screenshot from the recent The Craft Legacy, a sequel-ish, remake-ish of The Craft from the 90s, featuring young witches. It is a supposedly woker take on it, but not quite as good. So there you go.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm really unimpressed with the fashions of this craft.
Yeah.
The original craft was iconic.
Yeah,
And this has given me like some faux fur. Like you could pick one of these women out of a Walmart lineup.
I would go as far to say that they're all just dressed like the Big Lebowski, which is a strange choice.
They sacrificed their fashion sense to the devil.
Yeah.
They're praying for a carpet, which would really tie the whole picture together. you
Praying for a
know?
carpet? Why? Because they're hungry?
Man, that's just like
You're killing it today, Dan. I just want to
Oh, thank you.
say. Not you, Dan. Other Dan. Gay Dan. Way to go, gay Dan.
oh, I know.
Thank you. All right, anyone else? All right. So we're going to move on to our next weird and wonderful image. Panelists, I ask you, what the hell is this? Tracy.
This is a really uncomfortable dermatologist appointment.
Dan.
That's the very thing I jerked off to this morning.
We definitely have to teach you how to clear your browser history. Isabel.
This is someone sent by the president to trap someone in the Navy.
This is just very clearly a very convoluted game of got your nose.
I was going that was...
Oh, no.
Gordon is so mad
I
that
will
you beat him
say-
to the dad joke.
I will say they are related.
Japan.
That's my flag. Hang that up.
This is someone trying to figure out what their nipple is. They never got around to it.
Yeah, you need a piercing in order to find it properly. So this is a screenshot from the anime Super Lovers from 2016. This is a boys love anime, which is not in the Gordon sense. Just generally means gay themes.
Don't you love that that's your brand?
Anytime anyone says pedophilia, I'm going to be in the Gordon sense. Well, yeah.
The setup is so convoluted, I struggle to explain it. They are in a romantic relationship, but they are brothers, but kind of adopted brothers, probably not related by blood. One of them grew up in Canada for some reason that doesn't make any sense, and then
The
moves
blonde
back
one.
to Japan. Yeah, they like get together it's very, very complicated to set up a pretty normal anime plot where this guy and all of his little brothers who he has a complex for run a cafe together.
You know, from what I've seen of anime, Japan loves adoption.
Yeah.
There's so many stepsisters.
You still haven't explained why they're being peed on.
Nobody. Oh. Oh, this is a dream sequence. Actually, the little
Dreaming
brother
of being
never does
peed on.
actually grow. Never does actually grow breasts. All right, moving on to the next image. Panelists, I ask you, what the hell is this? Sebastian.
The burn means you should get tested.
James.
Finally, true, genuine support of the queer community. Finally.
They should have
This
called.
This one's from Johnson & Johnson, actually. So
This
it's
one
good.
is from Johnson & Johnson.
They should have called it Lisperine. That's the most
sorry.
old-timey joke.
Can we get a take of Dan saying that so it's not homophobic, actually?
They should have called it Lithbury.
There we go.
It would be more homophobic
Yeah,
if you did it.
no, other Dan, you can do it too if you want.
Oh, please get it clean.
Yeah, we want to.
Line again?
Well, that's the whole point of Listerine, is getting it clean.
the mistake.
No, don't do it. Don't do it for real.
I'm here to be canceled.
This goes on the internet. I don't want to face the firestorm. That's a different kind of burn.
This is all just Dan doing different voices. None of there's no real.
He's so good.
I don't know what this is, but these tiles were done by a straight woman.
Yeah, for sure. And then it got
They're
shared
peel
in a
and stick.
Facebook craft group. Okay, so this is a real cynical pride marketing campaign from Listerine from 2019 because I guess they figured the queers needed some reason to rinse their mouth out. I don't know. I don't know what that might be.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
to be fair to Listerine, Pride's like 1 month. All the corporations get involved. Who the fuck is going through a bottle of Listerine in a month? That's a 6-month supply right there.
I will tell you, alcoholics. All right. We're going to move on
Gay
to our
alcoholics.
last weird and wonderful image. Panelists, I ask you, what the hell is this?
Is this what scissoring is?
This is what every incel thinks a woman over 30's vagina looks like.
Dry as a desert?
Just enormous and dry.
If you didn't bring enough pants, just cut to the dancers.
Yeah, I know. What is with this? I can't figure that out. I think they're trying to be inclusive somehow. Like,
I like that the girl in the middle gets pants and a sleeve. That doesn't
Yeah.
seem fair to the others.
That's Janelle Monáe.
yeah.
Okay, the girl in the
is.
middle. The girl
I'm sorry,
in the
I
middle.
didn't recognize-
I'm sorry, but I'm on the team with straight Dan and Gordon, and you're the one who was like that girl in the middle.
I'm sorry I didn't recognize Janelle Monáe from this GIF on a projector under a spotlight off to the side.
Okay, it's enormous, and also I'm remembering you started this show with a sports reference. All right.
Even I knew who Janelle Monáe is. And I recognize, and I don't need any
Hey.
further explanation.
Gordon can only recognize her when she's topless and
Old
diving into a
Monet,
pool.
know her.
All right. So this is, in fact, Janelle Monáe from the video for Pink, which is on the album Dirty Computer, which came out in 2018. All right. That's it for What the Hell Is This? Thank you, panelists. All right, we're going to move on to another pop quiz. Hooray. Yeah. First question, the category is Eye on the Balls. On the Netflix reboot of Queer Eye, each episode's guest receives a life-changing education in the following categories: fashion, grooming, design, food and wine, and what?
Defense against
Gordon.
the dark arts.
Yeah, Tracy.
Astrology.
Yeah, it's mandatory, I think.
That's what Gordon said.
I think astrology is a dark art. Isabel.
They have to take a driving test, but they only pass if they fail the driving test.
Yes. Dan.
You said that with such contempt.
I did not.
Crying while Jonathan Ness cuts your hair because it's the first time in your life experiencing nonviolent physical contact with a man. Is that just me?
Yeah, Dan's episode of Queer Eye will be on the upcoming season. We're all looking forward
That's
to
where
it.
you got that shirt.
Yeah, it's not French tucked though, so clearly you didn't learn the lesson. Sebastian.
Ophthalmology. It's the eye in the right.
Yes.
Yeah, the queer eye. They study that.
Yeah.
Oh, the eye.
No, I think that's astigmatism. Is queer eye.
Being queer is very stigmatized.
Ah, very good.
We landed it. It took a while, but we got there.
You did the assist.
The audience loved that one.
Yeah, they did.
Don't rush the stage, you fucking animals.
Keep your money. We've already been paid.
So the real answer is culture and lifestyle, which does in fact involve mostly crying for whatever reason. Okay, we're going to move on to the next question. The category is public service tops. Who was the first openly gay politician? Gordon.
Like every Roman emperor ever.
No, just the fun ones. Just the fun ones.
Actually, fun fact.
Isabel, yes?
Julius Caesar, the poet Catullus, once described him as being a husband to every woman and a wife to every man.
Yes.
Because he was a famously slutty bisexual bottom.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
He was judged for his relationship with the ruler of Turkey, but only because he was the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Catullus has a great poem which...
Give us the shut the fuck up horn. Just give us.
No, you know he's a bottom because of how many knives they fit into him.
Oh, hey now.
No, I want to do the Catullus poem. No, it starts off Irumabo et pedicabo vos, which is I'll fuck you in the ass and you in the mouth. And it's to a couple of his traveling companions. And for years and years and years, it was heavily Bowdlerized in English translation, so you would only be able to know how dirty it was if you read Latin. Popular among schoolboys, very educational. Taught them what their masters were doing.
This part of the quiz show is just for me and Dan.
Yeah.
We're the target audience for this section.
No, Catullus is great. When I went to Latin camp when I was
Jesus
13.
fucking Christ.
Oh my God, you also went to Latin camp?
Yeah.
Can we talk about
All
something
right,
like
we should talk about
musicology or
this.
something that really gets
No.
you how it's going?
Can we make this quiz gay again, please?
During breaks, my friend and I would sneak into the university library and we would read
Friend?
dirty Catullus poems, and I wish he was so hot. Oh my God. We would read dirty Catullus poems, ride the elevator up and down, and drink Midori sour flavored slushies.
Why'd you have to sneak in? It's a
Because we
library.
weren't supposed to be there.
This is the closest I've ever seen you come to
13-year-olds.
crying. I said come because it's a joke show.
Jeremy, if you're out there somewhere.
Oh, his name was Jeremy?
His name was Jeremy.
If only he had been an athlete who you had been paired with for a school project, etc.
Did he
I
take his
know.
top off at any point? Because that would have been a pretty clear indicator.
No.
Did he ever leave a half-eaten
He
peach
kept his
lying
shirt
around?
on to read Latin? What a prude!
Yeah, we didn't go
I
to boarding
can't
school.
conjugate this verb with my shirt on.
You can't learn Latin if you're not smeared with olive oil.
That's true. Yeah, and then scrape it off with the stigil. All right, are we? Are we? Has anybody even answered this question?
Let's move on.
Tracy.
It's my turn. This is not worth the wait. Ronald Gagan.
Ronald Gagan. Yeah.
Not quite as good as your Galen Weston, but still
Give
pretty
one.
good.
Give one for the Gipper. Yeah. Sebastian.
Hammurabi sexual? Am I bisexual?
Hemorrhoid bisexual.
It's more of a text joke.
I don't know. He was the inventor of the bro code, so I'm not sure that he was that. Never
I
mind.
used to be able to follow this. What happened? What show am I on?
Don't ask. Please don't ask.
Yeah, all of a sudden we got a lot of ancient history. Dan?
I feel I buzzed in first, but Isabella.
Yeah, go
The
ahead.
year is 2023. You can go first.
No,
sorry. So, in answer to the question, who is the first openly gay politician? There's two options, because nothing's clear these days. There was Socrates, and of course the Honourable Sir Lance Manley, Member of Parliament for Stoke-on-Trent.
Ah, yes. I hear he was the most distinguished member of the Queen's Council. Isabel.
Gabraham Lincoln. Right?
Gabraham Lincoln.
Because he famously shared a bed with his male friend.
Yes, Joshua Speed. We did a whole bit on it a couple episodes ago where I read my Abraham Lincoln / Joshua Speed fan fiction for the audience.
Abe Lincoln famously killed by P. Henri Oswald. No, that didn't work.
No, because it was the wrong
Get
president.
that clean. Say that again.
No,
Wrong.
that's the other guy. I'm so tired.
Yeah, that was...
You have no excuse. You have no
the other
fucking
guy.
excuse. Let me at him. Hold me back.
Sebastian is a time traveler, and he's messed with the timeline.
Let me get.
Gabraham, excuse
Anyway,
me.
one of the American
excuse me.
presidents took a huge blow to the head, and that's all we know.
Gabraham Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth. That's what happened.
On fire today.
Is it too late to say Tricky Dick Nixon? I've been sitting on that I've been sitting on Tricky Dick Nixon for a while.
The nice thing about those Nixon jowls is they give you a little tickle while he's down there. All right, fine. That wasn't funny.
But it was gross.
If it can't be funny, at least let it be
Nixon
gross.
is gross. All right. Anybody else? No, I think we're done with this. All right. The correct answer is, at least for America, Harvey Milk, who was elected to the San Francisco Board of Supervisors, famously assassinated also in 1978, at which time Canada named Homo Milk in his honor, which I thought was sweet, a little dated at this point. He worked closely with current California Senator Dianne Feinstein, who coincidentally was just asking to see him yesterday. Poor Dianne Feinstein. All right, we're going to move on to the next question. The category is Rain on Your Parade. Paul Jabara co-wrote It's Raining Men with what surprisingly straight male musician? Isabel.
Pass. I cannot think of a single straight male musician.
I went to music school, and that is 100% true. Tracy.
It was Tommy Chong, and the original title was "It's Raining, Man."
I didn't know Tommy Chong was a musician.
Yeah, he just wrote the one song.
Yeah,
Famously straight musician,
Yeah.
Tommy Chong.
the one song that made Joan Baez call him the shallowest man in the world. Yes, Dan.
I'm pretty sure it was Kid Rock before the meth took control.
Yeah, it seems like meth is responsible for turning more male celebrities than James Dean.
I have to say, as the only picked on straight male here, I was actually
Well,
very
we're not
upset.
calling you a pedophile, so
So,
yeah.
I feel that would be a step too far, but I feel like I was very upset with Kid Rock's stance about a month ago now on the whole trans people sponsoring Bud Light, right? I was so upset with that, I threw out both of his songs.
Whoa.
And also Kid Rock pedophile joke, just so it's in there.
Yeah.
I like this joke because in my mind, you have records of each individual single, and they're on vinyl, and you just go, "Oh no," and you break them in half.
Oh, Tracy, I'm a modern man. I threw them out on all formats.
Oh,
Yes, I had to break them over my knee. Yeah.
Reel to reel. All of that stuff.
Dan actually does think that dragging the shortcut into the recycling bin is deleting it.
What's that now?
All right. Thank you, guys. The real answer is Canadian music icon Paul Schaefer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I have to say, no one involved No one involved in a production of Godspell can truly be said to be straight.
Dan earnestly just looked at me and off mic just went, I love Paul Schaefer. Which is an emotion nobody's ever had about Paul Schaefer. Even Paul Schaefer's wife.
She likes it.
Well, let's hope Paul Schaefer hears it. Have you read his book?
He has a book.
No one's read Paul Schaefer's book. Paul Schaefer's wife hasn't read Paul Schaefer's book.
Paul Schaefer's editor hasn't read Paul Schaefer's book.
Well, I have to say, Paul Schaefer's wife and his editor sound like dicks. Okay?
Yeah.
It's a great book.
Dicks that he would.
Shall I summarize
He
it?
is straight.
I'm glad that Paul Schaefer is giving us a second straight man to bully in addition to Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah, who saw that coming, right?
Famously straight.
Yeah.
Famously.
It's raining abuse is what it's raining.
You could just say man.
All right. Anyone? No, we already answered it. So let's move on to the next question. The category is the other BBC.
Hey.
In the BBC drama In the Flesh, Kieran Walker is an artistic teen boy who faces ostracism and discrimination in his bleak conservative hometown in rural Lancashire. Why doesn't poor Kieran fit in? Yes, Gordon.
He doesn't hate Meghan Markle because she's black. He hates her just because she's a terrible, terrible actor.
Isabel.
He's not perpetually covered in coal dust.
Yeah, that would make him stick out. Everyone else is doing Meghan Markle impressions, which definitely got them canceled. Unless they decided to go into politics. Dan.
Yeah, I rang in again off time, but
That's okay. You're no Paul Schaefer.
The title of the episode, please. You're no Paul Schaefer.
That's
The title of Dan's autobiography.
It's the title of his first comedy album.
I think this episode might
yeah, I've
qualify
already
as
picked
Dan's
that,
autobiography.
so don't could it be because he was a Remainer?
Yes, but not in the way you're thinking. Sebastian.
Everyone else in the town is like this, like a homophobic townie, and he is an adult man playing a teen boy as an actor.
He was actually pretty close to being the right age, I will say, in this show. Like, he was probably about 20, I think, when he played the role. So he passed okay as a teen.
But he didn't pass as gay, and that's the...
No, he did. He did. Go ahead, Isabel.
He kept pronouncing it Lancashire.
Oh, no.
They didn't like
no.
that very much.
All right.
He was ahead of his time.
All right. The real answer is that he is a zombie. He is a zombie. In the Flesh is actually a really, really interesting series that takes place after a zombie apocalypse has occurred, but they found a cure, and so the zombies are being reintegrated into society. And Kieran died because he killed himself over a typical gay teen movie plot where his jock-closeted boyfriend left him to join the military because of his homophobic father. So poor Kieran offed himself, but then came back. It's a really good series, and unfortunately, it got canceled after the second season because BBC Three stopped existing.
I felt like they said everything they needed to with BBC
all right,
too.
All right. Anyway, highly recommend. All right, the next question, the category is Best in Show. In the second season of HBO's The White Lotus, Jennifer Coolidge's Tanya exclaims the now iconic line, "These gays, they're trying to..." James.
Read to children. And everyone's mad about it for some reason.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows why? Sebastian.
These gays, they're trying to redesign their flag again, but worse.
Oh, can they make it worse?
We do that a lot, actually.
Yeah, we do that. Everybody gets a flag now. It's very... there was a whole, like, kerfluffle on Tumblr or someplace like that about how apparently the gay male flag appropriated the lesbian flag because it was bars with other colors.
Yeah, it's just the lesbian flag, but blue.
Yeah.
And they appropriated the American flag.
Yeah. Or the Malaysian flag, or the Liberian flag.
And they appropriated refracted light.
I do think that
Straightest kind of light.
as much as these flags might be vexillological nightmares.
Here we go again. Okay.
There we go. I do really appreciate the fact that every June, every corporation just has to put the ugliest thing on all of their products. It feels anti-capitalist, and for that, I like it.
Yeah, all right.
I actually did like that. I apologize for swearing.
All right.
It's so hard.
Gordon's so tired he thinks he's at home.
Anybody else? Anybody else?
No, you couldn't see that, but I rocked Dan like a giant baby. Oh, and yes.
Yes.
Shut up, Dan. I'm trying to go home. Tell us we can't have our bachelorette party here.
Yes. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here. All right, we're going to move on to... Oh, the correct answer is, of course, these gays, they're trying to enjoy a drama-free brunch, which does not happen. No, these gays, they're trying to kill me. And unfortunately, poor Tanya doesn't make it.
Spoiler.
Spoiler for... a
That
show
would
that's
cause
already
the
completely
Stonewall riots?
Yes. I think if Jennifer Coolidge died today, it might cause a riot among the gays.
It's literally the exact same as Judy Garland
Yeah,
dying in 1960.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Oh God, I would love to see that.
Let's hear everyone's Jennifer
birds
Coolidge.
fly.
Do that into the mic.
And you were there. And you. And you. And you.
How many hours are on that?
That was
Okay,
good.
I want to take
that's
a
real
moment.
good.
That's the first time I have ever tried a
Oh,
Jennifer Coolidge.
congratulations. All right. We're going to move on to the next question. The category is reading is gay. True. Yeah, according to everyone I knew in middle school, anyway.
It is now.
Except for that guy you read Latin with.
Yeah.
Do you like to read?
Yeah. Reading was gay, but he wasn't. What is the name of the first gay and lesbian bookstore in America? Isabel.
Assless chapters.
Print. Done. End of episode.
Sebastian.
Reading Rainbow, because the gay agenda was child literacy.
Oh, no wonder the conservatives are so mad about it.
The sign actually read, "Not a gay bookstore. Don't hurt us."
Dan?
It was actually a business called Small Town Books in the sleepy town of French Lick, Indiana. The place lasted 2 days.
You think a place called French Lick would have more of a queer scene?
You would, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would.
That was such a pause.
That's, this guy's a pro. He's got the timing down.
He's no Paul Schaefer. All right. Thank you, guys.
I'm going to have nightmares going, he's no Paul Schaefer. Just
Dude, you have a newborn. You don't get to sleep.
Yeah,
just the nightmares.
that's clearly evident.
I
All
really
right.
love that we have no people in the audience and only one of us is bombing.
And it's Paul Schaefer.
All right. The real answer is the Oscar Wilde Memorial Bookshop in New York City. Oh. But I think it was a real missed opportunity not to call the first lesbian bookshop Amazon. Like,
Agreed.
yeah. All right. Moving on to our last question of the evening. The category is Dirty Bibliophile. Not Gordon.
I love to fuck books.
Only ones that have been in print for a limited time.
It's cold in here. Could you take off your jacket?
I'm so hardcover.
Pop up something.
Yeah, book jokes.
Yeah.
Sends a shiver down your spine. Let's keep it going. Keep it going, guys.
I don't know. Are you getting into binding, maybe?
Okay.
This is fun. We're having fun. We all have English degrees.
I almost have a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree. Almost.
All right.
What? I grabbed the mic.
The question is, legendary queer icon and purveyor of filth, John Waters, is famously quoted as saying, if you go home with somebody and they don't have books, what? Sebastian.
Means you're not about to fuck like some lame nerd. Hey.
Like someone who went to Latin camp, is that what you're saying? Isabel?
You should take them to Reading Rainbow.
Yeah. Well, that didn't work.
I did not write
No,
that.
I know, I wrote it.
That whole
I
process
think
was
I'm not an actress, okay? You can hear in my voice that I did not write that joke.
with the mic.
It was a great start as you swiveled the mic to yourself and just bumped yourself in the cheek with no reaction.
And then audibly sighed before saying the sentence.
Stop. We'll ruin the illusion. This is spontaneous.
Yeah. Got to fool the audience.
If you go home with somebody and they don't have books, they're Jordan Catalano.
Okay, so first of all, what is the appeal of Jordan Catalano? Because it is fucking Brian every day of the week.
Yeah, he's got a bad boy energy, and if you're a bad boy who can't read in the 90s, you got it going on.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is because I'm from like a very small indigenous northern community or if I'm just young, but I don't get this reference.
My So-Called Life.
Yeah, My So-Called Life, which is a 90s drama.
So is it a white person thing or is it a old person thing?
I'm too young and too not gay for that one. I don't have that one.
It's very good.
It was. It ended early,
And I feel
unfortunately.
very old.
Tracy's having a moment. Let's just let her.
All right.
You're young. You're vital.
Back on track.
You matter.
Yes, Dan.
So if you go home with somebody and they don't have books, they might be a redneck.
Ah.
I didn't know we were allowed to admit that we didn't write those lines. That was not mine.
You're not.
You're not.
You're not.
You're not.
No,
Edit
funny.
it out.
Funny story. When I was visiting family in Oklahoma.
Ew.
Yeah, no. Some of my relatives are like country club people, and so they live in this like absurd McMansion neighborhood. And we went on a holiday tour of other people's homes. And the thing about all of these like really rich Oklahoma people who all got their money from oil and gas is they would have these enormous built-in bookshelves in all of the, major rooms on the ground floor, and there would be no books on any of them. Not a single one.
If they had books on their bookshelves, it would be Oklahoma.
Oh.
Thank you.
Yes, Gordon.
They don't have any books. They're a millennial. They don't have space for books. Give them a fucking break.
All right. The real answer is, of course, that they're probably enjoying their Audible subscription for just $14.95 a month. This podcast is sponsored by Audible, the HelloFresh of reading.
Wait. Hold.
They just give you some paper and a printing press and clear instructions on how to use it.
Sorry, what does that mean?
No, like how a meal kit kind of gives you the illusion that you cooked something, but someone else actually did all the work. That's audiobooks.
I like that we
You
find
just-
out
you don't even have
Dan
to pay
doesn't believe
attention. It's just
audiobooks
all-
is reading in this episode. That's ableist, Dan.
Oh, yeah.
This is
All
an
right.
audio show.
All right. Yeah, but nobody's reading it. Okay.
For $20, I'll write out a transcript of this if anybody wants to buy it.
We can get AI to do that now, thankfully.
I was sure you were going to say you were going to write a transcript of Paul Schaefer's book. I was 100%.
I would listen to Dan
It's a
doing
book.
the
I don't
audio.
need to make a transcript of it. I could just buy you a copy of the book.
That's the easiest
Possibly.
$20 he's ever made.
Because I'm not a great listener.
Especially because the book is $3.99.
I'd still like the transcript.
I want to see Dan.
I want the Dan version.
Yeah, I want to have Dan read the audiobook of Paul Schaefer's autobiography.
So if Paul Schaefer, if you're watching or listening, I'm in. I want
Great.
you to know I would read your book
Yeah.
with the enthusiasm that it deserves, and we will find an audience together.
Yeah, no, Paul Schaefer and Lorne Michaels are both big fans of the show, so I think this might happen. He one time said,
Hey,
"Very
Lauren,
funny."
get me that guy everyone was mean to on this podcast. I want that guy.
I want to abuse him and make him read a book that we're never going to release.
Who was the old straight on that shoe?
It's weird because that sounds
what
like
did
a Jennifer
Jennifer
Connelly
Coolidge
impersonation.
And you were there, and you were there.
I don't know enough about how Paul Schaefer sounds or how Lorne Michaels sounds to know which impression you were doing.
Yeah,
But
no.
you did it with confidence.
Lorne Michaels sounds like Dr. Evil. Dr. Evil originated as a Lorne Michaels impression from Mike Myers. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, everyone. That's it for this quiz segment. Congratulations. Oh, the real answer, of course.
We're halfway done.
The real answer, of course, is if you go home with somebody and they don't have books, don't fuck them. Don't fuck them. All right. We're going to move on to the next section of our show, which is called Not Bloody Likely. In Not Bloody Likely, we give our panelists a series of unlikely situations, and they give us a little idea of what might happen. All right, are you guys ready for your first unlikely situation?
Should we still ding in?
Yeah.
Unlikely Pride sponsors.
The Vatican Bank?
That's pretty good.
The
It's all
pill.
been worked out.
Oh, okay. The pill.
Yeah,
You
the-
can use it for acne too, right? Please?
That's technically true.
Infowars.
Yeah, the sperm bank.
That's likely.
No, they have to stay closed during Pride, otherwise they might suffer a bank run.
The Catholic Church. We were just kidding about all that hell stuff, guys.
Yeah, that's the same joke as the Vatican Bank, in case.
No. Different.
Ah.
Yeah, there's a slogan. You missed the slogan.
Hey, Sebastian, if you want to take a straight holiday to Rome, I can teach you all about the Vatican.
I really didn't like your tone. I feel unsafe.
I felt like a real old school Greek relationship offer to an old man.
You
and a
will
young-
learn so much.
I'm really worried that I'm so tired that it's actually me saying everything that Dan is saying. That I'm having a nightmare.
You never left your house.
We are actually, just a reminder, everyone, we actually aren't allowed to have Dan and Sebastian talk to each other because it's too much straight content on this podcast.
Yeah.
We're going to lose our grant.
All right. Does anybody else have any unlikely Pride sponsors?
Dental dams. Hey guys, you could use this for something.
I have never heard of anyone actually using a dental dam.
I think it's how you can go down on a woman and still insult her at the same time.
Oh.
I'm gonna.
Damn.
Dental dams?
I've never wanted to do both of those things at the same time.
Well, that's why no one uses them.
Okay, I'm not confident in this. But when I think straight culture, unlikely Pride sponsor, hole punched in a wall.
Look behind you. Look right
Yeah.
behind you. Lower to the.
Have I? There we go. Yeah, a straight man was here.
I was
for
there
sure.
when that happened.
Yeah.
It was during an improv scene.
Somebody
Someone lost a game of Call of Duty.
No, somebody saw the most recent Bud Light sponsorship. All right, we're going to move on. Next unlikely situation, unexpectedly queer cinema.
Schindler's Lisp.
Sorry, can we get that clean?
Schindler's Lisp.
Schindler's Lisp, okay?
And then the porn version, Schindler's Fist.
Yes.
Groundhog gay. The day repeats until he comes out of the closet.
Oh.
It's the adventures of a gay groundhog.
Starring Jennifer Connelly.
These groundhogs are trying to kill me.
Very nice.
Show on something like that.
I'm so happy.
That's my favorite part of the show.
I love having learned this about myself today.
The best part is, I know for a fact Tracy's gonna go home and talk to her husband like that the entire day tomorrow.
I've never been more jealous of any other husband ever. My entire life.
All right. Any other answers? Okay. Okay.
Gordon's so jealous of the husband that gets to hear the lisp. He just has a dumb old baby. He's so jealous of the lisp.
He's very good looking.
He's very young.
Okay, yeah.
Soon he'll be jealous of their Vespa. All right. Next unlikely situation.
I'm changing my name after this show.
Improbable drag race moments.
The time has come for you to lip sync to Dave Matthews Band.
I gotta go in. Sorry.
Okay, fine, sure. Not unlikely for Canada's drag race. But
They let a drag king on there.
oh.
Both the lip syncers end up in a just upright standing position at the end of the song.
We get to see RuPaul's sweatpants.
Oh.
Gordon Ramsay arrives and just makes everyone cry.
That could happen.
Yeah, I would actually want to watch that.
This season's winner of Drag Race, Dan Brennan.
Paul Schaefer.
The race doesn't involve any actual running. does
Paul
it?
Chafer.
You didn't say ball chafer? What the hell?
Sponsored by Vaseline. All right, we're going to move on to the next one. Awkward pride encounters.
Turns out that stripper was just an actual policeman, and now you're under arrest.
Aww.
You shouldn't have been so sexy.
So fucking sexy.
All cops are sexy
Yeah.
bastards.
A calf.
For some reason, it still seems homophobic when you do it. I don't know.
Sorry. Oh my god. It's not even actually a lisp. It's a hyper-focused S sound. Never mind. Linguistics. It's th and not th.
Awkward pride encounters bumping into your granddad.
An awkward pride encounter is when you and another lion are going after the same antelope. Pride? Yeah.
Yeah. No, we get
That's
it.
awkward. I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, enough of that.
Didn't even deserve the horn.
Gayer first drafts of iconic songs.
All the poly ladies, all the poly ladies, all the poly ladies, all the poly ladies.
This is an old one, but hey, dude. Do I have to
Gay
go all the
people
way through to
famous
the
for the use
na-na-nas?
of the term dude.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am so gay.
It scans perfectly. Cut it, print it. It's raining even more men. That took every ounce of my brain power. I know you can't see this in the listening podcast world, but my eyes were rolled into the back of my head
A
like
small plume of smoke drifted up
speaking
from
in
the back.
tongues.
How about, oh, Canada?
I gape just for you.
Wow.
Right. I should do it. I should do it with the tune, but I can't remember the tune, so I gotta.
Yeah.
This is
What
Troy
song
Sivan.
is
I
that?
bloom just for you. Bloom.
Bloom and gape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a stretch.
Sorry.
And this now needs to be in the podcast.
Only 7 seconds or we get copyright struck.
You're bopping to it.
All right, we're going to move on. Ill-conceived Bud Light partnerships.
Bud Light partnering with real beer. That's a joke my dad would like.
Yeah.
He's finally proud.
It's the month.
I tell you what, we'll never meet: Bud Light and Taste Buds.
Oh. More like taste Bud Light, right?
Taste Bud Light, ew.
I'm so tired I'm not laughing anymore. I'm just going, ah.
You're like one of those squeeze toys, where you squeeze it and then you unsqueeze. It goes. Ah.
I think my Furby's broken.
Furby.
Furby.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen, probably.
Yeah, Bud Light Furby. I'd want a Bud Light Furby.
Furby soaked in beer.
Just a Furby that shouts slurs.
Bud Light Pride Edition Listerine.
It's an alcohol with flavor. Don't knock it.
You still shouldn't swallow it, though.
Oh. That's not good for pride.
The French.
The French would be, oh.
I was doing a very good, specifically drunk Orson Welles impression. It doesn't matter.
All right. Well, this segment went off the rails pretty well because you were all sitting down. See? The physical space affects the mental space. It felt really different. And there's no crosstalk. And I'll see what I can do. All right.
Realize it's not fun.
All right, let's do it again.
No.
You had your chance.
All right. All right, we're going to move on to the last section of our game, which is called Debate Club. In Debate Club, our panelists debate important issues of the day, and you, the audience, get to decide who wins. And I think we're going to do this one actually standing up. All right, for our first debate, debating the proposition, following Netflix's The Ultimatum Queer Love, there should be a queer version of every reality show. Arguing in favor of the proposition is Tracy Hamilton. Arguing against is Gordon Hecht. Tracy, you have 1 minute, starting now.
I am strongly for this, okay, for several reasons. But, okay, dating reality television shows, obviously yes, unquestionable yes. The Ultimatum Queer Love was the juiciest piece of television that I have ever watched in my life. It was fantastic. But it's not just dating shows that should be made gay. All reality shows should be made gay. Alone? Queer people just stranded in the wilderness trying to survive? That would be amazing. Queer people are very resourceful, and if I were stranded in the woods with a lesbian, I wouldn't even be scared. The Mole. Queer people using skills of perception to find the mole. We would ace this. Do you know how much deductive reasoning it takes to figure out if a girl is flirting with me or not? I have like a 40% accuracy rate. We're doing great. Pawn Stars. The proprietors are queer, and all of the patrons are straight, and it's just queer people making fun of straight people's stuff.
10 seconds.
Intervention. No, we're not going to do that one.
All right, that's it. Thank you, Tracy. Arguing against the proposition that there should be a queer version of every reality show, we have Gordon Hecht. Gordon, you have 1 minute, starting now.
Reality TV sucks. And straight culture sucks. I can say that as a straight. Why would you want a gay version of anything we do? The things that straight people like are baseball. That's it. That's the end of the list. The gay version of something bad will just be the gay bad version of the thing. You already have the best reality TV show of all time, RuPaul's Drag Race. You've already aced it. Just make more stuff that is good, and I should have prepared more. I should have prepared more, and I should have done better. The end.
All right. Thank you, Gordon, for that blistering argument. Tracy, you have 30 seconds to respond, starting right now.
I like how your argument is just like, you already have a gay show. Can't you just make more of your own gay show? No, we cannot. We need a version of every straight show. My final offer to you all, is it cake? Is it cake?
That's a gay reality TV show already.
Yeah, it's just you're presented with two butts, and you're asked the question, is it cake? And the answer is yes to both.
All right. Thank you, Tracy. Gordon, you have the last word.
I'd
30
rather
seconds
just say the
starting now.
reality show I really want to see, and this has nothing to do with our debate anymore, is None of These Are Cake. And the show is where just a team of experts is presented with a bunch of objects and are told that none of them is cake, and they have to guess which one is cake, and they're always wrong. That's how I'd like to spend my 30 seconds.
All right. Thank you, Gordon. All right, now you, the audience, get to decide. Do you agree with Tracy that there should be a queer version of every reality show?
Thank you.
Or do you agree with Gordon about the cake thing?
Yeah.
All right.
I, Jennifer Coolidge.
Tracy wins. Congratulations. That is a 1 point for the Lavender Menace. Up in our next debate, debating the proposition high-heeled Crocs are good. Arguing in favor is Isabel Zaw-Tun, and arguing against is Sebastian D. Chow. Isabel, you have 1 minute, starting now.
High-heeled Crocs. Are they attractive? No. Are they comfortable? No. They are the most useless of all objects. But as Plato once said, a true object of art is one which has no purpose. The most purposeless object is a high-heeled Croc, and thus the Platonic ideal of art itself. When Igor Stravinsky unveiled Rite of Spring in 1913 at the Paris place where they dance, there was a riot afterwards because everyone hated it so much and was so angry. When something is revealed to the world and the response is revulsion, that's the sign that that is a true work of art that's about to change the world. How long has that been?
You have 10 seconds if you want it.
I have 10 more seconds. All right, we all know that true high fashion is just a prank on the rich. We want to get them to wear the stupidest stuff possible, and for that, I think high-heeled Crocs are the real anti-capitalist hero.
All right. Thank you, Isabel. Sebastian, you have 1 minute, starting now.
We all know that Crocs in general are a blight on humanity and should never have existed. So let's start with the sport mode strap. This is useless unless your sport is competitive ankle chafing. And you want to bring this into the high-heeled era. This is a sin. And I know that we want to punish the rich, but at some level, can't we just kill them? We don't need to make this convoluted, shitty Croc thing. We can just do something that works, okay? They've got, Crocs have altogether too many holes in them. That's uncomfortable. You're gonna end up on WikiFeed. How are your parents gonna feel about that? That's not good. Your dad's trolling WikiFeed. He's gonna see you. Crocs they're nubbed on the sole so that you can feel them. That's wrong. I shouldn't have to
5 seconds.
be aware acutely of the feeling of my shoe feeling on my foot. I don't like it.
All right. Thank you, Sebastian.
All right, first of all, the strap on Crocs is so they stay on during sex.
Noted.
They serve a very clear purpose. Second of all, I don't know if you've tried to walk in high-heel Crocs. Very high level of danger. We could easily kill the rich that way.
All right. Thank you, Isabel.
Yep.
And Sebastian, you have the last word. 30 seconds, starting now.
Crocs are not the ideal horror in an artistic fashion. Like, they're not the exact worst thing. I mean, Picasso drew a Croc and said this is not a shoe, I would agree. And then if I saw one, I'd say it's also not a shoe. It's
That
a
was
piece
also
of shit.
not Picasso's painting.
Whatever. You know what? I'm one of the token straights, so I can get away with being wrong about everything.
You're no Hannah Gadsby,
Right.
is what you're saying.
This is more Douglas and less of the first one. Then it's worse. Yeah, I don't know. I was gonna go on this weird thing about how Crocs are so bad that they're the only pair of something that Noah wouldn't bring on the ark, but they float, so they survived anyway.
All right, thank you, Sebastian. All right, that's it. Now you, the audience, get to decide. Do you agree with Isabel that high-heeled Crocs are good? Or do you agree with Sebastian that he doesn't know anything about Picasso? All right, that was actually suspiciously close considering the debate I just heard. Once more time, do you agree with Isabel? Or do you agree with Sebastian? All right. Isabel, congratulations. That is a point for the Mattachine Cherries. And our last debate today, debating the proposition the 2020s are the gayest decade on record. Arguing in favor is Dan Brennan. Arguing against is James O'Hara. Dan, you have 1 minute starting.
Oh, that's right, ladies and gentlemen.
now.
Dan, the culture vulture Brennan is going to offer an opinion on when the gayest decade was. Yeah.
I got this in the
I
bag.
think that I thought Dan Donnelly liked me. I think he's brought me here to cancel me. James O'Hara, my debate opponent, has been belittling me all night, bullying me, really.
There's a time limit.
Okay, I just want to say this. I got 3 reasons why the 2020s, great time, cool time to be gay. I just can't remember all of them, so I'm going to do them out of order. Representation. There's representation now. You watch a film, you watch a TV show, right? You got 2 male characters on the screen. There's that element that they might kiss every time, right? Like, I think, anyways, I only watch wrestling. I can't remember what number 2 was, but it was
5
really, really good.
seconds.
And the third one is, God damn it, I can get it next time.
All right, yeah.
All right. Thank you, Dan. James, you have 1 minute starting now.
All right. Not only are the 2020s not the gayest decade, I would say they're the least gay ever. Like, sure, okay, a lot of things happened. We had David Bowie, we had Freddie Mercury, but I would argue that the gayest decade is the early 2000s, the first 2000s. Not only, sure, gay marriage was legalized in 2014, but we had Paris Hilton, you know?
Ooh.
If
Pretty
you
gay.
saw how short my shorts were in 7th grade, you would agree with me. Easy Bake Oven existed. A Shot at Love with Tila Tequila? Sure, she's a Nazi now, but that doesn't make her any less gay. Except in the traditional sense where a Nazi cannot be gay. But in the 2000s, a Nazi could still be gay, and that's what made it great. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, James.
Anytime.
All right, Dan, you have 30 seconds to respond, starting
No, I
now.
just want to finish my first argument.
go
if that
for
would be
it.
okay.
Or start it. Go.
I wasn't even listening to him. Tia Tequila, I'm
You're
gone.
burning-
You
you're
know what I
burning
mean?
more of your time.
Anyways, the third reason, because I forgot the second. The third reason I'm going to use my 30 seconds says why being gay in the 2020s is better than any gay decade there's ever been, and they're all gay.
You still haven't said anything.
No
time is
cops.
half elapsed.
No cops at pride parades. No cops at pride parades. Who gets to say, hey, yo, cops, we don't want you here? I was smoking weed in my dorm room in fucking university. The cop said, we want to come in. I couldn't say, no, I don't want you to come in.
All right, thank you, Dan.
All right.
James, you have the last word,
The
starting now.
gayest part of the 2000s, September 2001. 2 huge phallic towers go down. What? On each other? That's gay and incestuous. They're twins. And that's how we started the 2000s with a bang. Thank you.
All right, thank you, James. All right, now you, the audience, get to decide. Do you agree with Dan Brennan that the 2020s are the gayest decade on record?
Think about my arguments.
What arguments? Or do you agree with James that they were not the gayest decade on record? And that the plot of 9/11 sounds weirdly like Super Lovers. All right, James wins. That's another point
Yay!
for the Lavender Menace. And now you, the audience, get to decide who takes the game overall. Did you enjoy the Mattachine Cherries, Dan Brennan, Isabel, Zaw-Tun, and Gordon Hecht? Or did you enjoy the Lavender Menace, James O'Hara, Sebastian D. Chow, and Tracy Hamilton? All right. The Lavender Menace takes it. Congratulations. You guys win nothing. All right, this has been Comedy Game Showdown. I've been Dan Donnelly. The episode was Pride or Die. The Mattachine Cherries were Dan Brennan, Isabel, Zaw-Tun, and Gordon Hecht. The Lavender Menace were James O'Hara, Sebastian D. Chow, and Tracy Hamilton. We'd like to give special... And Jennifer Coolidge. We'd like to give special thanks to our real sponsor for this episode, the Foundation for Canadian Comedy. Our next episode... July 20th here at the SoCap Fandom Fantasy 2. And you can find all of our previous episodes on andascotchegg.com. Follow our Patreon, patreon.com/andascotchegg. We'd like to thank our patrons. And please follow us, because we're going somewhere, baby. All right, have a good night, and we'll see you next Pride.